Welcome to Northern Hill Farthing. It is a very cool evening, and the sun is behind the clouds, which I'm so thankful for. And with this cool evening, and we're going to have 3 days of hopefully rain in the forecast and no more freezes or no more frost. My plan tonight is that we are going to get a bunch into the garden tonight, and so I thought I would just bring you along with it. The first thing that I did was I dug up our asparagus. We planted them upside down. So the part that's down here in the water right now, this is actually like the roots, and this is the part that we had left out. And then these are the top of it. So I dug them all out, and we're going to let them soak for about 30 minutes and then just put them in the same bed, but on the other side, and hope for the best that they can recover after being planted upside down for a couple of weeks. This is like one of those great examples, I feel like, of you may not know exactly what you're doing, but if you never try, you're never going to get it figured out. So, am I bummed that we planted them upside down? Yeah. But I'm also so happy because we're figuring something out as well. So we're going to be doing that in this bed then where the asparagus was. It's nice. There's like holes already where the asparagus was. So I think we'll just put in some plants that will inner companion plant well over there. Because we already have some like lettuce seeds planted there, and so I don't want to dig the whole thing up and like completely restart. So we're going to do that on this end. My goal tonight is to get our tomato plants planted, some cabbages, and then if we're really on it, some peppers. We'll see if we get that far. But my tomato plants and my cabbages are huge, and they're definitely ready that they could go out. The pepper plants are really just going to depend on how far we can get. So, oh, and the one other thing that we need to do is the potato plants. Some of them have grown up so much. So we're doing them in the buckets, and we had showed you guys in a previous video how to do that. I'll link it in the bottom. So we have the potato plants, and they're starting to grow. And so when they start growing, when you do them in these buckets like this, you're supposed to add more dirt. So also need to get more dirt added. James hauled up a bunch of dirt last night, so we're ready just to go and get to work. All right. So these have been soaking for a while. And then my lovely mother-in-law dug these holes. And when you take it, so this is actually the part that's supposed to be out. We planted it with that's the part down. But all these are the roots, I guess. Who knew? Well, probably a lot of people, but not me. And so what you do is you pile up the dirt a bit down here in the bottom. So it kind of goes down, up, and down. And when I was doing the first one, I was like, oh, it's like it's the throne because this is called an asparagus crown. And what you're doing is you're going and you're placing that on the throne. So this one's a little bit low, so I'm going to add some more dirt to the throne. Go ahead and build it up. Take this, put it on, and it's still a bit low. I want it about even with where the height of the bed is going to be. So I'm going to add some more dirt to the throne. And with the holes like this big, it'll be nice because the dirt is loosened up a bit, so hopefully that will help them grow. So take it, put it on its throne, spread them out. The wind comes along, knocks over the camera, and then take it and fill it up. All right, I got about 8 more of these to do, and then we'll see what we're going to plant next. All right, so here we have our potatoes that we planted in containers. We planted them on Good Friday this year, and some of them are really starting to grow. So what I'm going to do is we got our asparagus planted. We're starting on the peppers and tomatoes, and we have some extra dirt over here. So what I'm going to do is shovel it from this one over here to the pot over here. and now it can grow. I saw that you're supposed to wait until they're about 8 inches tall, so I'm not going to do all of the container plants, but this one was definitely getting to that point. So what I've been doing is I'm just starting to stage things. So right behind me here with the mulch ready is where we planted our corn to see if the Three Sisters method will work or not. And what I just did with this dirt is I added another layer of cardboard, added the dirt on top, and then these are the squash plants that are already grown that I'm going to plant on this side. I don't want to plant on the other side yet because the corn is non-existent, and this would definitely grow out, like take over the corn if the corn does start to grow. But so I'm going to put the ones I already have started on this side, and then as the corn starts to grow, we'll plant additional squash or pumpkins. And then over here I have, those are a couple of my watermelon plants that I have started. So I have them over here staged ready. I'm going to bring a terrace over here. And then over here we have my tomato plants that I have started. The real reason why I'm staging these things is it makes it easier to kind of wrap my brain around how it's all going to work. So I know that this is where that's going to live, and then we can come along, dig the holes, and get them planted. It also helps when thinking about companion planting because I need to search on my phone to figure out what can go with what. And if I don't stage it right away, I won't remember where it needs to go. So it just helps me a little bit in processing how it's going to work. And then when I looked up, this is the entertainment that I started to see. Those ducks are not liking the water, so he's trying to train them to go into the water and be ducks and to swim. So I've talked about how we're going to figure out how to make cabbage, and I ended up with probably at least 60 cabbage starts, transplants that eventually grew in our rejuvenation bed in our greenhouse, which is going to overtake our garden. So what we're doing here is we're making a makeshift cabbage patch. There's that cardboard. We watered it down with some water. Now James is going to use a tractor to bring some dirt from the dirt pile that we have. The cabbage is not going to get planted tonight, but we're going to get it laid so that we can get it planted in the next couple days. Got a couple more to help me plant. Do you guys want to say hi?
Hi.
They're planting our squash over here. They're very close together, but we're hoping with the trellis system they will go up and it'll be okay. And those trellises behind James over there, they're going to be planting some watermelon. All right, we got all the squash plants planted right here, and then over here are a couple of watermelons that we have planted. We're still going to plant a couple more, but as we were working out here this evening, we made a discovery. And so we have the trellises on the one side and the other side, and we realized this would be an absolutely beautiful place to put like an archway. That will not be happening this year probably. We got the trellises in here for now, but archways is something that we are imagining. And when I was standing in the middle of this little pathway here, it just hit that this would be a beautiful place for it. And with that, we are done for the evening. We got so much planted, came up with some ideas that we weren't expecting, like the new area for our archway and then the cabbage patch that we started tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a blessed day.